Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayi. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, chapter number 4, verse number 20. These are prayers of Sri Sukadeva Goswami to the Supreme Lord before he begins replying to the question of Parikshit Maharaj about creation. And he has glorified the Lord and has spoken that anyone who chants the name of the Lord or takes shelter of the devotees of the Lord becomes purified, even if they belong to low birth, such as Kirata, Huna, etc. So now he is going to pray to the Lord to come and sit in his tongue and speak. And before he prays to him, he is reciting some more prayers, which coming close to his desire. So in this particular verse number 20, he is explaining how Lord, he is the master of everybody. He is using the word Pati, means master or Lord or protector, and that signifies that we can beg from him. So he says, Sriyapatir Yagyapatir Prajapatir Dhyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapatihi Patir Gatischandhaka Vishni Satvatam Prasidatam Me Bhagavan Satam Patihi. May the Lord, who is the master of devotees, who is the husband of goddess of fortune, who is the protector of the sacrifice, controller of the humanity, and who inspires intelligence, who is the husband of earth, and who is Pati and Gati, which means the protector and the destination of Andhaka, Vrishni and Satvatam. May he be pleased with me. So this verse has so many words, so many times the word Pati used in it, which means that Lord is actually the supreme controller, supreme master. He is the person who protects everybody. So just as in Vedic culture, a husband is called Pati, and that is because he has the responsibility of the wife. So the same word is being used here in that sense, that he takes care of everyone. And specifically he says that he is Satampati, that he is the protector of the devotees. And then he uses two words, Pati and Gati, that he is also not just Pati when we are in this particular life, but also the destination we want to achieve. Because Gati means the goal. And that signifies that the surrender to the Lord is eternal. It is not that sometimes people they surrender for a particular purpose. They pray to some particular deity or do a sacrifice and take some principles, vows to follow. But when they have attained the result, then they give it up. But he is not a Pati like that. He is also the Gati, the ultimate destination. So this is how he ends his verse, that he is Pati and Gati. And especially he is talking about the Vrishnis, Andhaka and Satvatas. These are the three clans of the Yadavas. So just as we know that devotion is not just a practice we perform, but it is also the destination we want to achieve. Unlike other processes which are given up once the goal is attained, whether it is yoga, karma, or jnana, when the result is attained of these respective paths, then those paths are given. But bhakti is not only the process but also the end. And that is the significance of pati and gati, which are being used here together. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti says Sarva Palakatva Maha Shriya iti, that he is the palaka or maintainer of everybody, and therefore he is called Shriyapati, because Shri is the goddess of wealth, and wealth is necessary for maintenance. So Lord is the Shriyapati. Tatrapi Visheshamaha Patihi Gatischa Prapyascha Aprakat Prakase Sa Yadav Rupatvene Ena Ityartha. And then specifically he says that he is Gati, means he is also the object of our attainment. And because he is mentioning Andha, Krishna and Satyavata, that he is the destination for them. But he is also signifying that he also wants to be like them. Means he would like to also be with Krishna in Aprakat Prakash. So that is another significance of this statement, that he is the Gati. And then in the next verse he says, Yadangriya vidhyana samadhi dhotaya dhiyanu pashyanti hi tattvamatmanaha vadanti chaitat kavyo yatharucham sale mukundo bhagavan prasidatam. Says, may Lord Mukunda, who gives liberation, be pleased with me. The people who have purified their intelligence by meditating on the feet of Krishna in trance, they can realize him directly and they see him. As far as the other scholars are concerned, they see him or they describe him as per their understanding. So he is making two distinctions. One is the devotees who meditate on the feet of the Lord, who are engaged in direct service to the Lord, and by that their intelligence becomes purified, and they are able to see him, they are able to perceive him directly, and then they can describe him. And the other are the scholarly people. They cannot see him because their intelligence is not pure, and yet they also describe according to their understanding. As we know that there are various schools of philosophies and they have different ideas about who is the Supreme Person. But it is only devotees who understand the reality. The commentary is Sa Sri Krishna eva me jnana prado bhavatu iti prarthanam vyanjate. So he says that it is only this Krishna whom he has described in the past verse. He should give him knowledge so that he can speak. Yad angriyor abhidhyanam eva samadhi natu tato anya. Meditating on Krishna's lotus feet is the only samadhi, and there is no other samadhi. So in yoga sutras we have different types of samadhis, but here Bhagavat is propounding the samadhi of meditation on Krishna's feet, and that is most purifying. Tena shodhitaya chakarastu arthi. By that one's intelligence becomes pure. So purity of intelligence means that such a person does not have any other desires, anyabhilashita shunya, and only wants to perform favorable service. So such people, they can see the Lord directly. They realize Him personally. Kavayastu swapanditya balene yatharucham swasva ruchi anusarena. But the scholarly people, they describe the Lord according to their scholarship and according to their own taste. So etat paramatmanas tattvam swarupam sakaram nirakaram va jivatma swarupam anupramanam sarvagatam. So they will say that the Supreme Absolute Person has a form, or He has no form, or He is atomic in size, or He is all pervading, or He is the living entity Himself. So in this way, or He is all pervading or living in one particular place. So in different ways they try to describe Him. Yadva etad vishwam mithyaiva satyameva nityameva ityevam vadanti. They also say, some people say that this world is mithya. And mithya means that it's not real, but also it is not unreal. Because if it was completely unreal, then how we experience it? But it is not real because once you become liberated, then it doesn't exist for you. Then there are other scholars, they say that it is real, satyameva, and it is eternal. Some people say it is not eternal, it undergoes dissolution. There are also scholars, some sect of Mimamsakas, they believe that world is eternal, it doesn't get destroyed, it is not annihilated, nor it is created. It has been existing like this, and it will continue to exist. So there is no way to test it whether it is right or wrong. Iti evam vadanti yuktya pratipadayanti na tu tesham dhir bhavata. So they only use logic to establish their point, but their intelligence is not pure. Ata atmanas tattvam ne pashyanti. And therefore they are not able to see the truth about the Absolute. So because Sukadeva Goswami, he wants to speak about the Absolute, therefore he is directly approaching him. He is not interested in just giving some speculation. So knowledge of Bhagavatam is realized knowledge. And like if you read Purnimansa or Nyaya, then some things are right in those philosophies and others are not right. But Bhagavatam is not like that. Bhagavatam gives realized knowledge. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Because Vedanta Sutra is the essence of the Vedas. So now he prays to him. प्रचोदितायेन पुरा सरस्वती वितन्वताजस्य सतीं स्मृतिं हृदि स्वलक्षणा प्रादुरभूत किलाश्रतः समे ऋषीणां ऋषभः प्रसीदताम्. He says that in the beginning of creation, Lord, He inspired Saraswati, the goddess of speech, to enter into the heart of Lord Brahma, Ajasya. And then Brahma, he got knowledge of the Vedas. Smriti Hridi. So the word which is used here is Smriti, remembrance, means he remembered. Because in scriptures it is also described that Brahma, he becomes Brahma again. So if the Brahma was also Brahma in the past, then when he becomes Brahma again, then he forgets how he has to create. Just as we are human beings now, and after death, if we become again human beings, we will not remember what we did in this life. And we have to again study. If you know music, or you know some philosophy, or you know slokas in Bhagavad Gita, you will not remember, then you have to study again. Because you have practiced, then it will be easy to understand and remember them, and quickly memorize them. But you have to do it. So similarly, Brahma, he also forgets. When he takes his next birth and he is again given the post of Brahma, then he forgets, and then Lord inspires Saraswati to remind him. So that's why he says Vitanvata Ajasya Satim Smritim Hridi. That in the heart of Aja Brahma, this memory of the past creation occurs. Swalakshana Pradura Bhuta Kila Asyata. And then the Vedas become manifest from the four heads of Brahma, from the four mouths. So he says that best of the sages who gives knowledge to Brahma, may he be pleased. So because Sukadeva is also going to pray to get the knowledge so that he can speak properly, he is remembering this activity of the Lord of inspiring Brahma. Yatha Brahmano Mukhad Vedam Pravartayamasa Tatha Tan Manmukhat Swalila Katham Saiva Pravartayatu Iti Ashaste. So he is praying that just as Lord, he manifested the Vedas from the mouth of Brahma, in the same way, may the same Lord manifest his description of his Leelas from my mouth. Leela Katha. Yena prachodita prerita Saraswati Veda Rupa Ajasya Brahmana Asyata Pradurabhat. Being inspired by the Lord, Saraswati in the form of the Vedas, she appeared from the mouth of Brahma. Yena kidrishena purakalpado ajasya tasya hridi satim smritim vitanvata prakashata. And he also manifested the remembrance of the Vedic knowledge in the heart of our Brahma, and that is at the beginning of the Kalpa. Saraswati katham bhuta swam Sri Krishnam lakshayati upasyatvena darshati Dasa. And what is this Saraswati, or form of Saraswati? Which manifested from Brahma's mouth Swalakshana. That this Saraswati, or this is the knowledge which indicates or shows that Lord Krishna is the worshipable deity. Yaduktam Bhagavata eva mayado brahmane prokta dharmo yadasyam madatmaka. Krishna told Uddhava in 11th Canto, he says that in the beginning of creation, I gave this knowledge to Brahma. And what is this knowledge? It says dharmo yasyam madatmaka. It has dharma which is related to me. So Jiva Goswami in his Kram Sandarbha explains that this madatmaka dharma is nothing but bhakti. And therefore he shows that bhakti was the first process which was given by the Lord himself. In the beginning, after creating, and then Brahma performed austerities, then Lord, he inspired the Vedic knowledge in the heart of Brahma. And he also explained to him the meaning of the Vedas. So this dharma or this process which was given by the Lord is Madatmaka, or it is Bhakti. So Bhakti is actually the oldest spiritual practice, and it is given directly by the Lord to Brahma, and then Brahma to Narada and to Sukdev. And then it came to become manifest in Kali Yuga. Then Sukdev spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. So now directly he prays that Lord become manifest in his speech. भूतैर्महद्भिर्यै महापुरो विभुर्निर्माय शेते यदमुषु पुरुषः भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मकः सोलङ्कुशिष्टभूयान् वचांसि मे. Says that Lord, He created the bodies from material elements, and then He entered them, and He took rest, or He became the presiding person. So these human bodies, they are compared to like a city. Just as city has some controller, so Lord is the controller of this, and for that reason He is called Purusha. And with His 16 senses and life air, both subtle and gross, He enjoys the 16 items. So He says that Lord may adorn my speech. So now He is directly praying for what He has been putting the whole introduction. Basically He wants to pray to the Lord that please speak through me so that I can answer the questions related about your pastimes. And as we read, these pastimes are of two types: those which are related with His Maya Shakti and those which are related with His Chit Shakti. So first He is going to talk about the pastimes related with Maya Shakti, and then the pastimes related with internal potency, the Chit Shakti. So in this verse He clearly says that Alankrishishta Bhagavan Vachansi, that He can beautify my speech, just like a person who puts on ornaments and makes his speech, his body look beautiful. Like that He is saying that Lord should beautify my speech. This is His prayer. Idanim madavachashu swasishtesu eva swastitya eva shrotri jan alhadini shringara karunadi ras dhvanim guna alankar shobham karotu iti ashasti. Now in this particular verse he is praying that Lord, He should come and become manifest in my speech, just as He enters in the universe, He enters into the various bodies which are created by Him, and He should give happiness to the audience in the form of sound by describing the pastimes related in Singar and Karuna Ras, etc. So in Sahitya, they also have Guna and Alankar. You know that there is one book called Alankar Kostu, written by Sri Kavi Canto. So there is also Alankar or ornament, beauty in the poetry. So just as these Alankars, they some embellishments of the poetry in the form of words, how they are arranged. They give beauty and power to the poetry. Like that, he says that Lord should become manifest in my speech and beautify it so that it will give happiness. Just as when someone you like or you love is dressed nicely, then you feel happy with that. In Vraj there is a custom that usually people they take garland and offer to the Lord in the temple. But the Brajvasis, when they go to see the Lord, they buy the garland and they put it on themselves. I don't know if you know, you have noticed it. They will buy the garland and they wear garland themselves and then they go and have darshan. So their theory is very unique. Their theory is that when we go to see the Lord, whom they consider like a young boy, and he says if we are dressed nicely then he will feel happy. And these people, because Brajvasis are Lord's own people, that they are coming to see him, so they say that we are going to see the Lala, means young fellow, and therefore we dress up. So they dress up nicely, put kajal, nice dress, then they appear in front of the deity. So this is the purpose of alankar, ornaments, beautify yourself. You feel happy yourself, but also person whom you love, you also dress up for that person's sake. So Brajvasis, they do that here in the temple. When they go to see Bihariji, and they all buy garlands, then they go to temple. Same vachansi alankrishishta teshu swayam nivasam alankarotu. That he should beautify my speech, which means that he should come and sit in my speech. Means he should speak through me. Yatha manushyadi sharirani srishtva teshu swayam vasan eva tani safli karoti kya. So just as he creates the various types of bodies, human body, animal body, birds, trees, and then he sits in them. And then only these bodies become functional and appear beautiful. So in the same way he should sit in my speech. Yo mahadbhi bhutair imaha pura sharirani srishtva amushu purushu antaryamitaya shete vasate. So Lord is sitting in every body as a super soul. At purusham akhyam pramanayati yadhyasmat purusha. And that's why he is called Purusha. Puri means body, and he is situated there, therefore he is called Purusha. Ateva ekadash indriya panch bhuta rupan gunan bhute. And then he enjoys the 11 senses and 5 material elements. Nirlepa eva drishtya eva aswadeti. So Lord is enjoying through the various bodies. Therefore he is called Bhoktaram, Yajnatapsam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So he is the real Bhokta, real enjoyer. But he does not become implicated. Usually when we enjoy, we become implicated in the enjoyment, we become bound by it, we become conditioned by it. Whatever you enjoy, you become conditioned to that. And that conditioning gives pain later on, because then you come under the sway of that conditioning. And if you hanker for that again, and if you don't get it, then you feel sad, frustrated, depressed. Or if you get but you don't get the same way as you got for the first time, then you also feel unhappy. So Lord does not enjoy like that. He says nirlepa eva. He says without becoming implicated. Drishtya eva aswadavati. he enjoys just by his glance. So as we know that we offer food to Krishna, so he just has drishti bhog. He looks at it, then he enjoys. Otherwise, how can he eat so much? So many people are offering all over the world. Now more and more devotees, more and more temples are coming, more and more offerings. So he keeps himself healthy by eating through his glands. Otherwise he can have a lot of stomach problem, diabetes, cholesterol, eating all these sweets. So he says, Drishtya eva asmadeti. We can taste only by eating. We have to put the food in the mouth, then we taste. He has the ability to taste by looking. If we also have this, it will be nice. And all you have to do is go to a sweet shop, just look and come back. You don't have to pay. So he has not given that to us. He keeps this facility to himself. Atra shleshena madvatsamapi gunan ashwadayan prasidatu. So this also implies that Sukdev is saying that please you also relish my speech, what I am speaking. Just as you relish the food offered by devotees by looking at it, same way you also relish my speech and feel happy. Shodasanam Atma Chetayita Swartheka. So Shodasaka, Atma means the person, the Lord, who is the inspirer. Otherwise these material elements, they can't surpass in them. Tena sharirani niratmakani vastra alankaradi yuktani api sadvir asprishyani yatha tatha madvachansi tadvina bhutani ma bhavantu iti bhava. So what he is trying to say is that just as people, they beautify the body, they adorn it, put various types of ornaments, and then body looks attractive. But if there is no soul in the body, and even if it has very nice decoration, then nobody even wants to touch it. And if you touch a dead body, then you have to take bath. That is the rule. So he says, in the same way, if my speech does not have Lord sitting in it, then it will become untouchable, like a dead body. And thus he prays that please come and sit in my speech. Then in the next verse he prays to his father and his guru, Sri Vyasdev. Namastasmai bhagavate vasudevaye vedase papurgyanamaya samyaya mukham bhuruhasavam. I pay my obeisances to Lord Vasudeva, and that is the word he is using for Vyasa, from whose mouth many great sages have drunk the nectar of knowledge. So Vyasa, he was a great teacher and compiler of the Vedas, author of Mahabharata and also of Srimad Bhagavatam, as we have already read in the first canto. So he is the Jnana Avatar. He has given knowledge, the Puranas, Ityasas, the Vedas, Smritis, so much literature has come from him. Therefore, he deserves to be respected by all, especially those who study the Vedic literature. Therefore he says, Namastasmai Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vedase. And because Guru is representative of God, So he is calling him as Bhagavan Vasudeva. Gurum Sri Vyasam Namaskaroti. Now he is paying obeisances to his Guru Sri Vyasa. Vasudevaya Tadavatāraya. The word Vasudeva here means an incarnation of Vasudeva, that is Vyasa. Vedase Shastra Karte. The word Vedasa means the compiler of the scriptures. Yam Mukhavang Makarandam. And great sages have drank the nectar coming out from his lotus mouth. So this is one meaning. But you can also apply this on Krishna and not on Vyasa, because the word directly used is Vasudeva. Yadva Vasudevaya Krishna. Or the meaning of word Vasudeva here is Krishna. Saumyaha Krishna Kantaha. Saumya means the devotees of Lord Krishna. So they have drunk from his mouth. Jnanvayamiti Nritya Geet Vadya Kala Vedagdhi Ras Alankaradi Jnanam Sarvato Vilakshanam Ashikshitam Api Yam Pitva Eva Prapur Vayamati Tadangatas Tadapni Ame Eveti Bhava. So he says Papur Jnanamayam Saumya. And he is commenting on the word Jnanamayam. So he says Nritya Geet Vadya Kala Vedagdhi Ras Alankaradi Jnanam Sarvato Vilakshanam Asikshitam Api. That these people, they did not have the proper knowledge of dance and music, playing of instrument, etc., or the knowledge of rasa and alankaras, the ornaments in poetry, and yet they drank the nectar of your pastimes and attained the ultimate goal of life. Vayamapi tadanugas tadapi apnuyame evati bhava. So he says we will also follow in their footpath, in their footsteps, and we will also attain the Lord. This is the meaning. Then the last verse of this chapter. Etadeva atmabhurajan naradaya krichate vedagarbho vidhat sakshad yadaha harinatmanaha. Says Sukadeva Goswami says that, O king, this very question which you have posed to me was asked by Narada to his father Brahma, who is self-born and who is the source of the Vedas. And then he spoke, and what he spoke was what he has heard from Lord Hari. So there is a whole parampara here, succession, that Lord Krishna spoke to Brahma, and then Narada questioned Brahma, so Brahma gave knowledge to Narada. And the same knowledge is being given by Sukadeva to Parikshit when he has asked question. And the same knowledge is being given by Sut Goswami to Sonaka. So originally when we read, the question was asked by Sonaka to Sut Goswami. And Sonaka said, Sut Goswami said that I am going to tell you what Sukadeva replied to Parikshit, who had asked the same question. So the question which was asked by Sonaka was also asked by Parikshit to Sukadeva. And he is saying that he is going to repeat the answer which was given by Brahma to Narada, because he has asked the same question. And Brahma has heard it from Krishna. So this is the same knowledge coming down which he is going to speak. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahansam Samhitayam Dvitiya Skandhe Chaturtha Adhyaya. So this is the end of 4th chapter in 2nd canto. Idanim prashnottartaya Brahma Narada Samvadam Prastauti Etaviti. So now he is introducing a dialogue between Brahma and Narada in the form of question and answer. Utpatti samaye eva veda garbhe yasya. So he is called Veda Garbha, or one who has Vedas in him. At the time of birth itself, he had the Vedas. Sakshad Harir Yadaha. And Brahma is going to speak which he has heard directly from Lord Krishna. Atmanah Atmanam Prati, which was spoken directly to Brahma by Lord Hare. So now this is the end of this chapter, and in the next chapter it is Narada who will approach Brahma, his father, and raise question, and then Brahma will start answering. And this will continue, and he will talk about the first 4 verses which he has received from the Lord. So Brahma will continue to speak for the next 2 chapters, actually up to the 10th one, because in the 10th only Sukadeva Goswami will conclude and speak about the 10 symptoms of Bhagavatam. So we'll stop here.